So I'm standing in the middle of the city center in Oulu, Finland, beneath the Arctic Circle. Rain is pouring down, and I'm surrounded by thousands of people who have traveled from all over the world to witness the Air Guitar World Championships. We're nervous, and we're watching the stage, waiting for the next competitor to arrive, who finally does, walks to the center of the stage. She raises her hand, and she delivers this incredible air guitar performance. She slides across the stage, she kicks high in the air, she throws her air guitar in the air and catches it. And so begins a night where people would impale themselves with air guitars. They would swallow and regurgitate their air guitars. They would smash their imaginary guitars on the stage. In these competitions, people perform in costumes and as these personas, and they go by names like Aristotle, and Cinderella, and Nordic Thunder, and Windhammer, and Shreddy Boop, and Shreddy Mercury, and Shred Nugent, and Rock Ness Monster. So why was I there? Well, I'm an ethnomusicologist, and so I study music and its cultural contexts. And I pay particular attention to people who feel marginalized or excluded from more serious or conventional musical practices. People with non-normative body types, disabilities, impairments, alternative abilities, and people who pursue things like air guitar competitions because they can be an empowering and powerful activity. See, playing an imaginary guitar is kind of vulnerable because there's nothing to hide behind, but it can be empowering for that very reason. You can construct these performances that represent your body and you in the way that you want to. A physical instrument is built for certain types of bodies. An imaginary instrument can fit any type of body. So one way we might think about air guitar competitions as a way of bringing rock recordings to life, staging them, discriminating sounds, and using the body to kind of tell stories about old recordings. If we think of the history of rock music, you think of all these problematic paradigms, whether it's white guitarists capitalizing and fetishizing on black performance practices, patriarchal rock culture that has excluded women, or lofty ideas of virtuosity that have lifted up certain narrow ideas of musical ability and bodies at the expense of people with non-normative body types. In these competitions, people attach new bodies to old sounds, telling stories about them, animating them in these incredible ways. And so we can think about rewriting this rock history. I mean, how would you rewrite it? You could tell someone about it, you could write a blog post, you could tweet about it, post about it on Facebook. Air guitar competitions stage this through the body, using the body to tell stories through this powerful form of play. So that brings me to the power of play. These competitions evoke all kinds of ideas of play, like what we might do in the privacy of our home, where we hit play on a computer or our phone or something, and we might dance along to the music, we might sing, and we might do these embarrassing things, engaging with music. These competitions stage these taboo forms of listening publicly, trying to evoke humor, but also demonstrating a kind of power over those experiences. They also play with ideas of live performance by simulating instrument playing. They show how music can control the body, but the body can also control music. And they also play with identity, as people construct these elaborate personas that allow them to nurture sides of themselves. They can highlight aspects of the ways that they want to be seen, and they can choreograph representations of their own bodies. They can also bring invisible histories to life and make them visible. Air guitar competitions are both profound and peculiar, but they show how these new histories of rock music can come into play and appear out of thin air. Thank you.